Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. I am your host, Dewey, joined today by the one, the only, the very blue, Roadie Pie.
Hey, it's purple.
It's
I'm surprised
purple?
it's shown up blue again.
No, it probably is purple. I've always had a questionable relationship with colors, so just a little bit. Like I'm not like I can still tell the difference between most colors, so I always pass all the like "Are you colorblind?" tests where it's like, no, you're not. But still, I've always had that thing where it's like I can't tell the difference between these two. Well, I can tell there's a difference, but I don't know where purple begins and blue ends. Anyhow, that's just like random stuff. I've been delaying too long. Hello, this is Top Gun Bunny as well, joining us again.
Hello. Thank you for having me back.
And of course, hello, Hiya Shifty. Welcome to the show. And of course, thank you to Christopher Fidus, who followed us just before the show started. So just want to say our little shout outs there. All right. It's been a week. A week happened successfully. And now we're here at the show, and I'm really excited to get started. But first, we want to ask, like, what has everyone been playing? So who's up to talk about what games they've played first?
I've usually got a shorter list than Rhodey, so I might go first.
Yeah, no, I've only got one. I've only got one today, so you can.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Top Company now.
Okay. Actually, since the last time I was on 2 weeks ago, I've managed to play Among Us a couple times with a real lobby of like 10 people in voice chat. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was great. Actually, Shifty is joining us today in chat. I was playing with her and her friends. So that was great. I played Among Us. I've also been kind of dabbling with the Destiny 2 expansion. Played a little bit of it. I'm waiting for the rest of my group to kind of just decide whether or not they want to raid this expansion or not. So to see whether or not I'm going to be super serious about it.
Oh, that's always good. Like playing MMOs and then seeing it's like, is this something I'm going to stick with? Can I find a solid group? Is it going to fit into the time?
Because the group that I raid with, well, like we're friends in real life, and they played like we all played together like super seriously a couple of years ago. So it's kind of touch and go with like, how serious are we going to be this time? I know we've all bought the expansion, but are we actually going to play it? So I'm just kind of like, getting ready for that, kind of warming up to it, seeing if that's something I'm going to be playing or not.
Oh, nice. God, I'm still playing like Final Fantasy 11, and that's like, I'm a group of people I solidly play with, for raids and everything, and it that's always fun. But then when I'm like doing stuff solo by myself, it's kind of like I don't have motivation for it.
I had a lot more motivation for this when I was in high school.
Yeah. You played another MMO before, haven't you? Like you jumped back into that you were playing, streaming. It was quite. You said
I don't remember.
It was quite repetitive.
I played World of Warcraft quite a bit. Back when I don't know, like the second or third expansion, and that was like my game. I played it every day. I played it for hours. And I've dabbled with. I think I streamed RuneScape for a little bit. Which is kind of an MMO, but it's like a phone game now.
Yeah, RuneScape was like probably my first PC game that I really played hardcore. I've got so many fond memories of that.
It might have been MapleStory, Rhodey, now that I'm thinking.
Yeah, that was it, MapleStory, yeah.
Because they released an old school server, which has now been they got taken down because of copyright issues.
Wow.
Which is, fair. They usually don't stay up that long. But yeah, I was playing that for quite a bit, and I was one of the only English streamers on there, so I was getting quite a few views as well.
Nice.
You found a niche. Nice.
Yeah, it really was a niche, but it wasn't one that was going to last for very long, and they did actually get taken down. So
yeah,
it's a shame.
Yep. Among Us. I'm very glad that you went ahead and did that, because that is it is a great game to play over voice with an actual group of friends. It's so good. The most messed up thing I feel bad about it to this day was when I I was in a room with someone else. I knew the other person was there and was going to see me. And then I killed another friend right in front of him. And then I reported and said, like, he did it. I was in the room. I just, like, so convincingly, like, told him. It was like, yeah, he did it. And it was just, and he was just like, no, you did it. I saw it. No, you were right there. And they believed me, and I felt so bad. But, like, you just kind of learn how good of a liar you are playing that game.
Wow.
I seem to always be the first person that they scapegoat, and I'm not the imposter, and then they send me off, and I'm like, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Yeah, fun times. Yeah. Okay, Rhodey, how about you? And of course, I had some technical difficulties, so I didn't play the panel. But now it's all good. So what did you play, Rhodey?
So, I played Murder by Numbers. I continue playing it in a stream, 2 streams. I tried to play for quite a while as well, so to see how far I could get. This is a long game. I'm only on the 3rd case. There's like 3 out of 4 cases, but I'm only at the start of the 3rd case, and I have, you gotta remember, streaming does take a little bit longer as well, because you are reading things out and everything, and get distracted and everything. But I've put in like 14 hours, and I'm only at the start of like the 3rd case. But yeah, it's really good. And the problem is, especially issues with the 2nd case, is that we knew who it was almost straight away, who did it, based on what they were wearing. I'm not going to give too much away, but it was just like, hang on a second, aren't you wearing? But and then it wasn't until like the end, because you couldn't select that person as a suspect until like right at the end, and it was just like, oh my god, yeah, this was so obvious.
Yeah.
And so that's annoying, because any sort of like murder mystery, like when we were playing Tangled Tower, the reveal was like, ooh, it was so good, because it's like everybody was like kind of a suspect. Like, you want everyone to be kind of the suspect, everyone to have really good motivations, and it's like, okay, I know, I kind of like feel like it could be this person because X, Y, and Z. And the same with the 3rd case. It's like, okay, they kind of make it obvious kind of who it is, but then again, I haven't gotten to the end yet, and I could be completely wrong by the time I played through like the 3rd case. So I'll let you know. So,
Yeah, it sucks that they wouldn't give you that option. Like, who it is, but the game's just like, no, you can't pick that person yet.
yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't let you just go Origis sus. And just
Exactly.
jump down there. Well, yeah, yeah. Every now and then, it's like those. There's this old show that I watched as a kid, Diagnosis Murder, growing up, and most episodes, like, they leave it really a question, and then there's those episodes where, like, at the beginning who's the murderer, and you're just like, well, that's kind of annoying. Some of those episodes are good, but yeah, it's a little bit of a letdown when all that suspense is taken away.
Yeah. It's annoying because you knew how they did it as well, like what sort of murder weapon they used, and right at the beginning. So it's just like, oh my god, I know who it is, I know how they did it. Now I just gotta, it's gotta go through the motions now.
Alrighty. I also played a game this week. Besides Final Fantasy XIV, I did play a game this week. And it was Agent Klutz. So this was actually given, full disclosure, this was a game that was given to me by the developer via a Twitter message, and so I just went and checked it out, played it. I'm not good at rhythm games, but this one was really fun. I have played them before, so I do have at least some experience, but I have no rhythm. There's a reason I dropped out of band class. But this music right here, I was just kind of bobbing my head to it, trying to make sure I was doing the actions on the rhythm. And it was just nice. It's this sort of old school Atari-esque artwork. The backgrounds are really immersive, even though it is like really low definition pixel art. It's so good. I liked it a lot. And the music, like every time you get a successful, if you're able to get every beat, do an action, every beat successfully, you end up playing out a melody on the piano that goes along with the music. And so it kind of gives you this really reward thing of hitting stuff on the beat that I quite enjoyed. So yeah, it's only $4, and yeah, I recommend it. It's a fun game.
Okay, then we want to add to the wish list.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, if you've ever enjoyed a rhythm game, this one, it's only about an hour long, hour and a half for someone like me who's not very good at rhythm games. Sorry. But if you but there is sort of a grading system. So I got E- on most levels, but you can get like better grades like A, B, C, etc. So there are some folks who have gone through, and there's a bit of that replayability of trying to do it as good as possible. But I'm not this type. I'm not one of those sorts of people. So
I think I would be the same. It's like I just want to know the story and everything. Is there a hefty story to it, or is it just you gotta just do the mission?
The story lampoons the sort of the 80s spy thriller kind of thing, and you ultimately uncover like there's a lot of jokes, but it's really well done, and you're always kind of wondering what's going to happen next. And the dialogue is primarily through like text messages between like your handler and you, and I don't know, you just kind of grow to know the two characters pretty well, and then like the final reveal is just it's pretty funny. So it's a well done game as far as dialogue and such. So yeah, not a game studio. They're a small studio out of Portugal, and they have a very weird sense of humor. So,
what was the name of that one again, dude?
Agent Klutz. So Klutz spelled with a Klutz. So, yeah, Klutz. And yeah, that's what I played this week. So, with that, our next... Oh, nope. We got a first. Before we go to our release list, we have a bit of a catch-up to do. This week, we are catching up for the days May 1st through May 5th of this year, during when we had that hiatus. And so first, we've heard of Cat in the Hat, but our first title has nothing to do with that. It's just called Cat in the Box, so it reminded me of Cat in the Hat.
The Cat in the Box is a horror adventure game. Help the poor girl explore the mansion and escape from unknown entities that are pursuing her. Use a variety of tools and your wits to overcome any challenges you face. At times, you'll even have to wake yourself from nightmares to survive.
Does this look like an RPG Maker game?
Yeah.
It does kind of. I do give it props, like whenever there's this like top-down pixel art sort of game, that I have at least a little bit of doubt that it was an RPG Maker. I think this one is.
It's tagged RPG Maker. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yep.
Oh, it is. Yep. I don't have anything against the RPG Maker games. I've seen some really good ones and some really, really bad ones.
Yeah.
I see things I kind of do because like there's so many that have been pumped out that are just
there's a
like
lot of bad ones, yeah.
So, but this one, someone has like at least it looks like they've taken the time to be very, to make it look very good, and they've added what looks like additional artwork as well. So yeah, I'm pretty
it's got really good reviews here too. So.
Yeah, RPG Maker is like it's like a sport with a really low skill floor but a very high skill ceiling kind of thing. There's a really not a limitless potential, but there's a really grand high point you can take RPG Maker. But most people never go that far.
Yeah. Like I've tried to make games in RPG Maker before, and I've never gotten past like making an intro.
Yeah.
But you can add your own assets and draw your own pixel art and stuff for it too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a lot of work. Yeah, because I fiddled around with it too, and it's like, this is knowing that it would take me like thousands of hours to probably pump out a 1 hour game. So, yep. But yeah, so real respect to Gustav, the developer, who is Gustav is a developer out of Korea. Yeah. Our next title is Outpost, which is specifically the Outpost with the yellow logo.
Sorry, it's £5.19.
Oh, £5.19. And that is $6.99 for Cat in the Box.
It's $7.99 for Canada.
Yep. Getting ahead of myself. Outpost.
Outpost brings the perfect mix between survival and roguelike gameplay. Start the game in a randomly generated environment and try to adapt and make it through as many nights as possible. How long can you survive?
Oh, this one's free.
Yeah.
I always install every free game that I see in these.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, might as well. There's no harm to checking it out. There is... Yeah, I like how they're... So this is one of those low poly games, but this one looks a bit more... I feel like I don't see any assets that I've necessarily seen before. So, and I like how the character looks like a little chess piece that you're just hopping around.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of charming. So this low poly really works for what this for the view that this game has.
This game or the previous game? The previous game was Cat in the Box, and this game is Outpost, and it's the free one that was brought out in May.
Yep.
Unfortunately, with a name like Outpost, it brings up a lot of a lot of games called Outpost.
Yep. Yeah. Specifically, Outpost by Open Mid Interactive. And yeah, Top Gun Bunny post the link.
Yeah, it was hard to find.
Yeah, so there is like a seasonal, like the seasons go through, like there's a cycle to them. So there's a winter, summer, fall, spring. So that's pretty cool that they, because I know that takes some time because you have to do like a whole scene change for every area you have to have 4 versions of that area. That's a lot of work actually. I'm impressed. So yeah, that is awesome. It's got very positive reviews at 397. So impressive, I must say.
Yeah, and 88% positive. So
it looks like they've got another game called Scuddlers, which came out a couple years ago, and it looks basically the same. So they might have reused a lot of their assets.
They have another game. Let me see. Open Mid Interactive. Scuddlers. Yeah, you know what? It definitely has a similar aesthetic. Mm-hmm. I think the trees have less polys in Scuddlers, and instead of it being built, so the new game's built on the grid, and this one's not. But yeah, there is definitely a similar aesthetic. Let me see. A multiplayer platformer. Oh, that's entirely different type of game though.
Yeah. Cool. It's free though. I'm not sure why it would be free.
For Outpost, I think they basically just have the soundtrack up for sale, so I guess they're just trying to get people to buy it. It's also been getting patches, so they have Chapter 2 patch and the Collector's patch, so this is... Oh wow, they're getting they've been adding new enemies, new game mechanics. Wow, this is a serious project. My word, that's really neat.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll try that out.
All right. And all this time with like the lockdowns and such, us being stuck at home, someone has sought to meet the demand for just to shut out the world sometimes with Playne, the meditation game.
Grow a beautiful forest and build a daily habit of meditation in this beautiful, relaxing game. Watch as the game world grows and transforms daily with your meditations. Care for your mental well-being, experience calm and explore growth with meditation.
So this is one of those things, it's like, it's sort of a game, But so the main thing I found interesting about this is you basically set up an environment and you can change the weather, etc. And they've got some really decent like ambient recordings, like rain. And that was one thing that was like, ooh, rain with a crackling like campfire. That is the most relaxing sound to me ever. I love the sound of rain. So that was just kind of interesting to me.
Wow. Oh, wow, cool. It's like, you start of day 5, your tree's going to be very small, and then at day 150, you're going to grow a massive tree or something. So it's like, keep logging in, keep meditating, and I think, this could be like quite a good thing if you like, struggle to shut off and be able to meditate for a bit, and this could help.
Looks like they've got a VR version. I think this would be way better in VR.
Yeah. Or even just like setting this on a screen with your audio on, and then just like going off and sitting over somewhere and reading a book, like while this plays. Just kind of a source of sound. But you create force by meditating. Interesting. And so it's a meditation game, but with a progression system.
Yeah, and the fox helps you uncover the story of Playne, and it'll accompany you on your journey as you transform the game world. Fox will always be there to encourage and inspire you to live a more mindful life. Oh, Foxy!
Mm-hmm. Nice.
You wouldn't want a little foxy friend.
Yeah. And of course, Playne is spelled Playne, for spelled funny. The developer Krish Srikumar, he is a Scottish developer who also before this made a ton of short films. Like I looked on his website and he's got like I think 6 or 7 short films that he's made. And he's won a bunch of like film awards, etc. And now he's getting into games. So I was like, that's an interesting career change.
It's overwhelmingly positive at 97% with 587 reviews. 100% positive recent reviews, so which is I think very positive. And it's £11.39.
Yep, $14.99 US.
And $17.49 Canadian.
I think this is going on my wish list just because I'm curious.
I put it on my wish list.
Yep. Our next title is Change, a homeless survival experience.
Change is an emotional homeless survival experience set in randomly generated city with roguelike elements. Explore, survive, earn perks, find items and kindness to develop your character and escape to a new life.
I've seen some, when I was looking up stuff on this game, I did find a lot of like folks reacting and stuff about like, oh, this was rough. Like it's not in a rough in a bad way, but like an emotionally rough process. Because they do a pretty decent job of, the presenting day-to-day struggles of what it's like to not have a permanent residence.
Wow. What's his name? Buffoon Batman wanted kind of like a homelessness simulator because he has been someone who's like had to couch surf when he was younger, and not know what was going to happen from day to day. So that's like, this could be. I could recommend this to him and say, look, this is a game for you if you wanted to see something that touches on that subject.
This would make me too sad. Just the music playing in the ad is like triggering me.
Yeah, it's like really, really sad.
Like this meditation game, I'm like, that would be helpful. Then I see this one, I'm like, oh, that would not be helpful.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to get into a certain emotional state. But yeah, this looks really cool. It's developed by a team called Delve Interactive, which is a indie development studio in the UK. Actually, I almost wonder if they are in fact a solo dev. I might be confusing them with someone else. Da-da-doo-doo. No, I don't think that. No, they're not the solo dev I'm thinking of. But yeah, this is just a cool little title.
It's $11.99, and it's gotten 91% positive reviews, with 898 people have reviewed it. So that's amazing. Cool. Yeah, and the recent reviews, it's at 96% positive. So.
Yep, the two devs. It's a 2-dev team. Jack Odell, music and design, and Danny Hayes did the code and design. So, nice. Yeah, looks fantastic, and congrats to them. They've their game has been a success. It is there. Although they have also made another game called Poncho before this, which got mixed reviews.
Yeah, it was 5 years ago. I was just looking at that one.
The thing is, it's like in the little banner, it's got a dog on there, and it's like, oh, do you have a dog? And if so, did something bad happen to the dog?
Oh, true.
List of games where something bad happens to the dog.
Yeah. Especially considering the like tone. But yeah, sad games that involve dogs. That's going to be a recurring theme this episode. So I hope you're prepared.
Exactly.
Our next title,
Raccoon Spies. So
yeah. Our next title is Close to the Sun.
Deep in international waters, Tesla Helios stands still, an unbound utopia for scientific research. Rose Archer steps aboard in search of her sister, quickly to discover not all is as it seems. A single word covers the entrance: quarantine. It's hitting a bit too close to home there.
Yeah.
Just released in May. They were like, we gotta get it out.
Yeah. That must have been odd for them, because this has been in development for a very long time. And just to have like, oh, the story is about a quarantine. Like, oh my word, the world conspired to really just make their game really suitable for the time.
Yeah, I can only imagine like the conversation in the room when COVID happened. They were like, all right, shave off the fat. We got to get it out tomorrow.
This is, I don't know, like, it reminds me a bit of like BioShock kind of game.
It does have that BioShock aesthetic, doesn't it?
Is BioShock a real engine?
No, I don't think so. I think BioShock's on its. I think it's on its a proprietary engine, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this has a like sort of a similar aesthetic. So that is.
I mean the story as well. Like, you know, the scientists and people who have an unbound utopia for scientific research.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lose a little bit gaming cred right here. I've never played any of the BioShocks, so.
Me neither. Yeah. I own them all. I've never played them.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten around to it. I think I own at least one of them, but I just haven't gotten to it.
I bought a PS3 like later in my life, like not when it was a retro console at that point, and I just like bought like 20 games or something, like from the guy who sold me the PlayStation, and they were in there.
Mm-hmm. This is developed by a small studio, Storm in the Teacup, which is based out of Rome, Italy. For some reason I don't see a lot of Italian devs, so this is that's kind of a neat thing to spy. But yeah, and hopefully they're gonna make some more games.
One of the quotes for the review from Kotaku says, "Close to the Sun is an indie BioShock without the combat." So there's no combat in this. I was surprised because looking at it, it looked like there would be, you know, but it's about, I think it's about solving puzzles.
Yeah, and the tags are like a gore, violent horror, but an adventure. Interesting.
Unless it's like what is it? Like that horror game where you're that journalist But so you don't really have any weapons, but you're constantly running away from scary things, basically. So I'm wondering if it's like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Experience the second era of scientific enlightenment, where the mind and inventions of the great Nikola Tesla have shaped the 19th century. Step aboard the Helios, explore the colossal and mysterious vessel of scientific discovery, a safe haven for scientific progress, away from the threat of corporate espionage. Use your wits to guide Rose on her journey to find her sister Ada. Overcome dangers unknown to understand the fate of the Helios and its inhabitants. Solve challenging puzzles to progress through the game and unlock secret areas. Search every corner to uncover hidden collectibles and discover the history and secrets of Wardenclyffe and its workers. Explore a visually stunning environment built in Unreal Engine. So, I guess it doesn't say anything about like running or anything like that.
And Games Radar apparently said a little bit of Bioshock, a little bit of Soma. So,
Yeah.
Well, it is. Do you want to note that of the 13 most recent reviews, it's only 69% positive, so it's technically mixed. But overall, it has a 74% positive rating. So, and it is $19.99 US.
It's £15.99 here, and yeah, it's mostly positive at 74%, but it's like mixed. As you said, it's mixed. Like recently.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. I gotta dig through the reviews to maybe nail that down. Our next title is Wintermoor Tactics Club.
Sorry, Wintermoor Tactics Club is a story about surviving high school with gameplay inspired by tactics RPGs and visual novels.
So this is apparently like, so you have like this club, and so it has a ton of fantasy elements, but I guess all those fantasy elements are actually like they're the kids' imaginations coming alive, sort of thing. So which I think is sort of it's a clever way. I do also like the art style. I'm trying to think of what cartoon it seems reminiscent to me, but I do feel like I saw a cartoon as a kid that has this similar aesthetic. It's not Boondocks, but like I'm just trying to figure out what it is. There's something. I can't think of the name.
Is it Recess?
Maybe a little bit of Recess.
It looks like this.
But yeah, it's got a nice bright look to it. And of course I have a weakness for tactics types games.
It looks like a good tactics game.
Yeah. I'm very, very curious. It's got 93% positive with 166 reviews.
Same for me recently as well. So
yeah, it's a story about surviving high school with gameplay inspired by the tactics RPGs and visual novels.
Yeah, I like the way it looks. It's an interesting idea, and the gameplay looks very interesting as well.
7 playable characters and dozens of unlockable upgrades across more than 40 battles. So that's a decently sized tactics game. That's I would say it's shorter than Shining Force probably, but because Shining Force battles, there's about 40 battles in Shining Force, but Shining Force battles are huge, lots of different pieces, whereas this one seems to be a bit smaller. So yeah, probably I'd say like a quarter the size of Shining Force for those of you who know what Shining Force is.
Over like 10 hours of gameplay though, so that's quite nice. Nice.
Yep, and it'll cost you $14.99 US.
$11.99 UK.
$18.99 Canadian.
And the developers are EVC, which are they are based out of Seattle, Washington. All right. Next title from our favorite Dutch dev house is Yardlings.
Yardlings is a local multiplayer battle arena about vegetables in a garden. Build an adorable army, place yourself strategically on the battlefield using special abilities, capturing potted plants, outposts, and big seed shooting flowers while you try to gain control over the yard. That's so cute. Oh my god.
It is very cute. For those who don't know, Sock Pop is a development house that they basically create a game every few weeks. So they like you can actually subscribe to their company and you get a new game. You get a new game sent to you. So they do churn out a lot of titles, and so there's a bit of a variance to their quality. But this one looks really, really neat. I'm very impressed by this.
What's the 8 socks mean?
It's like their 8th game or something.
Yeah, it's a part of their 8th pack. So they have like a bunch of packs, and this is part of like, I guess, their season 8 of games.
Cool.
So yeah.
It's a new concept. Yeah, it's standalone. I'm not sure if this would be like a game that I would go and buy. But like as a pack of games, and if you were subscribing to it, that seems pretty cool.
Yep, their season 8 bundle includes games like Clickbot. Like they've got this huge bundle with just a ton of games in it. All of them are fairly short. Let me see. Does this have online? No, shared split screen co-op. But yeah, free for all and 2v2 modes. Yeah, short campaign mode, 30 minutes to 1 hour of gameplay. So yeah, these are just like bite-sized experiences for the most part.
Yeah, it's 34% off, and it's £1.97. If you want the season 8 bundle, it's £17.16. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be more coming out as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fascinating. They're such a fascinating. They just have the certain aesthetic that you just recognize him as like, oh, that's a Sock Pop game. So it's
the bundle
it's interesting.
now, it looks really cool.
Yep. And their games, like they never. Every pack is going to have multiple different genres. Like they have like rapid combat games. They've got platformers. They've got this. They just do all sorts of things with it. So really interesting. I am actually kind of curious if like if they're like in the background, like developing one big game for many, many years. They're going to surprise us all.
I would wonder what that looked like, because their games are so they've got very good ideas on just having like very small games that function very well. If you get me, so I would wonder, like unleashed on a bigger game, I wonder what they would come up with.
Or they could like throw them all into a platform like Neopets or something. So that winning the different games gave you currency to like a larger story.
I don't know whether it's a stressful or an exciting company to work for as a game dev, because you're always getting to do something new.
Having a bad week, it's probably stressful.
Yeah. Probably might be pretty stressful. It depends on, I guess, how they like spread out their devs. Like, are you actually working on a game for 2 weeks, or do they just have small teams working on games for quite a while? But yeah, our next title is Someday You. Oh wait, this game actually just costs $1.97. It's on sale at 34% off.
$2.23 for Canadians.
All right, and our next title is Someday You Will Return.
How far would you go if your daughter never came back home? Someday You'll Return is a first-person, 3D, story-driven psychological horror game about a desperate search for a missing daughter deep in the woods where you swore you'd never return to.
Yep. Another horror game that I'm probably not going to jump into. But it does look... It's got a nice look. A lot of these 3D horror games, like, it's just filled with low textures and bad lighting effects, etc. But this one, it's definitely not AAA. But the lighting is well done. The textures are moderately well done. So it looks nice. I would say it's a solid. It looks like a AA horror game.
Yeah, definitely AA.
Yeah, I don't do horror games.
It's just one thing that's like, I can't. The only way I could ever do a horror game is probably with friends over, or like while streaming, and then it's just like entertainment value because my cousins will probably be watching going like, ha ha ha, look at him scream, oh look at this moment when he has a heart attack right there. Yeah, that'd be them.
It doesn't look that scary though, and I don't mind the games where you're in the woods so much.
I remember that game now that I was thinking of earlier, the horror game, Outlast.
Oh yes, Outlast, yeah.
Yeah, where you're the reporter and you've got a camera and it's like I remember that.
Yeah, that one's pretty scary. I would watch streams of that.
Yeah.
So really cool. This developer is so CBE Software. It is 2.2. So as described in his pinned tweet, he says 2.2 developers, 5 years, 1 game on Unreal Engine. They told us it's not possible. We've proven them wrong. So what they mean by 2.2 developers, I'm not sure. So I guess 2 developers.
Maybe they have a child
or a pet.
Yeah. Or like just someone who came in to do some sound design and then yeet it off. But yeah, so this is like a 2 dev project, which I didn't expect from the looks of it. But yeah, one of the devs is Jan Kavan, and they're based out of Brno, Czechia.
Yeah, this looks so good. This looks so good, and I haven't actually heard anyone like playing this, so I'm surprised like that the little variety there was at during Halloween of what people were playing, and I would have liked to see someone play this. So yeah, maybe this is be one for people who love horror or want something spooky to play. Occasionally, definitely stick it on your wish list because it's got very positive. It's very positive, 80%.
Yep. Yeah. So this looks awesome, and it'll only cost you $19.99.
It's £15.49.
$22.79 Canadian.
And actually, looking at the reviews, I'm seeing like anything from 16 hours to 37 hours.
Wow.
So yeah. Lots of 25 hours. It's probably at least 13 hours, judging from the time I've seen it.
Against my better judgment, I've added it to my wish list.
So maybe when that random day comes around where you're like, you know what, I want to be scared today.
I'll be scared today.
Yeah, exactly.
And then for the rest of my life.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my word. All right, we are there. We're up to our releases. We are now going to be talking about this week's releases. We're only 45 minutes in the show, but we are up to this week's releases, and I'm excited to show y'all what we got. So first, on Monday, November 16th, we have a very adorable title called Pocket Penguin.
A Game Boy-style video game that tells us the story of a blue penguin that got lost in the sea after the attack of a pirate ship.
So, yep, it's going back to that good old Game Boy, just the good old Game Boy Color aesthetic with, the aspect ratio and everything.
Yeah. Looks like Kirby.
It does kind of. Except this one, for some reason, the penguin drops bombs. Like they drop bombs that can stick in the air and then they can jump on the bomb. So that's interesting. I don't know the connection between penguins and bombs, but yeah, it looks cute. I got a weakness for these sort of like old retro style things.
It does look cute. It does look cute. I don't know. I'm not sure how long it is. How long it's. There's only like one review on it right now, and they have like 40 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, this one's kind of gotten completely missed, so I really have no idea. From the features, let me see. There are 5 worlds. So Peaceful Plain. Oh, Polar. It spells out Polar. Peaceful Plains, Old Desert, Lavender Ocean, Autumn Forest, and Risky Ice. The secret word, yeah, Polar. So yeah, enemies and some interactive items drop loot, some from food to coins, and that you can spend in Walrus. Did they mean walrus? But they spelled it Walrus Mart. Secret items that are secret, and some Easter eggs. So it looks cute. And
yeah, the last picture in the set, it is Wireless Mart.
It is Walrus. Wow. Wireless. Yeah, it is. It is Wireless Mart. Okay. That is.
It's 11:39. And I think we don't quite know how long it is, and the only person who's reviewed it, they've got like 40 minutes. And yeah.
It all depends on like whether, because they describe it as like 5 worlds. Do each of those worlds have multiple levels or not? I don't know. I know that the traditional, I just don't know how it's laid out. So I really don't know how big this is. It does have a polar bear pirate as the main villain, so that's cool. But I don't know. Yeah,
I like penguins.
It does go for $14.99 though.
I also like my $20. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I would like to, like, maybe the dev to reach out and say, and because I just checked the discussion page and it's not, they haven't put it in there either. So yeah, I would like to do.
Yeah. Yep. I do like it. I do like it when folks kind of give a bit more information about what the scope of the game is. But yeah, this is Dog Biscuit Studios' first game on Steam, and I hope it gets picked up. So those of you who are really interested in this, just let us know what you think of it. Our next title is Forgotten Soundscape.
Go on an audio journey by mixing soundscape and music in a very simple way, delivered in high-quality audio.
This appeals to me in the same way that Playne does, like the idea of making the ambient noise that you want, like the ideal ambient noise. But this one seems more music oriented rather than nature sounds.
Oh, nice. It's kind of strange that you've got like, you're okay. I'll add a guitar, add this pool here, and you've got campfire as well. And although it's one of those things, I'm not sure how much time you would actually spend on it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I might get 20 minutes out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It sort of depends on how much variety is there to do, how much you just want to just kind of fool around in what seems to be very much a sandbox. But yeah, it is only $3.99 normally, 14% off right now, so it's $3.43. So it's
$2.48, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a costly game. But yeah, this is developed by Flavien Collet. Yeah, and in the description it's basically just what it seems like. It is a music soundbox.
Oh, there's a free demo there too.
Oh no.
Oh, there is there?
Yeah, that would be like the 20 minutes that I was going to spend on it anyway.
Oh, okay. I guess let me see if we Forgotten Sound.
I'd like to. I like the fact that you can grab a planet and you can put it on the thing as well, or a train.
Yep. I'm really glad that mug was empty when I knocked it over. All right. But yeah, Forgotten Soundscapes. It looks like it might be fun. Our next title is Castle Grimholt.
Explore a forsaken castle filled with secrets and defeat powerful enemies in this dark fantasy boss rush game.
This looks so cute.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I love the. I really like the pixel art. This looks fantastic. It has both the retro, but it's also like, oh, so pretty. Man, yeah. I love modern pixel art.
Is that as fast as you walk?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It does look kind of slow as far as your movement.
That's encroaching on walking simulator territory. Right
Oh yeah, even the little roll. Yeah, it does not seem to be a very fast moving. So this was developed by False Crow Studios, False Crow is a solo dev. Yeah, so this is his solo dev project.
It is kind of weird, the kind of walking. But it says it's a boss rush game.
Yeah, definitely, maybe more of a boss crawl game. Maybe not boss rush, but oh man, it's so cute. I do think, yeah, he could have probably just like speed up the frames a bit.
Oh,
yeah, it's like he's getting smacked in this video, and he can't really do much about it.
Oh dear. It's just
Let's see.
Someone said the game took them 30 minutes.
Yep, yeah, one person beat in 35 minutes.
So it's like and say it's 10% off on it, so it's £6.47. So it's like for 30 minutes of gameplay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be more tempted if this was in the sort of $3, $4 range. But at $8.99 US, it's very pretty. I did give real kudos to the just fantastic artwork done by by the developer. But yeah, that's kind of short, and it just seems like so slow, plotting and slow.
Mm.
And still 30 minutes walking that slow.
35 minutes. Yeah.
I mean, it probably looks good on a resume, though. I don't know what this guy's trying to do next.
You know what? As a solo dev, this is his first project on Steam. At the very least, this would look fantastic on his resume. So, I do look forward to Jakeo's on Twitter. He's known as Jakeo_dev. I do look forward to his future projects. Our next title is Dorian Morris Adventure, which does have a free demo, by the way.
Will the secrets of your missing grandfather be finally discovered? Who is your friend, and who should you avoid? What is the mysterious book of knowledge? Do you really know who you are, and what is your destination?
This sounds like an existential crisis. I mean, if there wasn't, I'm kind of annoyed by the fact there's a filter over like there's a visual filter over every in-game, because I would like to see more of the just raw in-game footage. But I do like the aesthetic. Yeah, it's got a nice sort of top-down aesthetic. This is a point-and-click game.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because it's, you don't normally have these kind of sort of graphics for a point-and-click game. Normally, they're quite
flat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I quite like it, because I think it's usually flat because it's kind of like you have to kind of look for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's like put out quite clearly like this, it's easier to see what you might be looking for, I think. But yeah, I'm interested, although I would like to know how long the gameplay is again, and also sort of what the puzzle's like. Is it sort of an inventory kind of point and click game?
Yeah, I also don't know if the character actually walks around or not, if they just stand here. Because if you look at all the screenshots, the character is standing in the same pose, looking the same direction.
That's what I.
Yeah, he's like standing, looking towards us. There's a dead body behind him.
That's what I thought when I was looking. When I picked out this game, because it was just like, well, do you just like? Does the scene just change and you're just put in a particular place, or do you actually walk around? What what's the deal here?
Because I mean, if it's just like a slideshow and it just loads in and you're just standing there, I don't know. That's a little bit less engaging than maybe you walking in the door than standing there.
Yeah, I can't see from the pictures any way that you're walking.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like just point and click.
Yes, it's not really story point and click one. It's just, oh dear, it's just a more hidden object probably. But there is a demo, so I'll probably try the demo first for sure, and then, get back to you about it and maybe talk about it next week.
Yep.
It is 15% off at £5.26, and I have seen couple of reviews. There's one that's at just over 3 hours. The others are like under 2 hours. So
okay, looking at the gifs now, I wish this had been in the video. In the gifs, you can see the character being able to walk around.
Right.
I don't know if the gifs show it at the correct frame rate because it is a gif, so I'm not sure. But
oh, he does, yeah.
But yeah, so I guess he can move around and he can click around to where you want him to be, but every time he stops, I think he just turns and faces the camera again. So
yeah, they should have had that in the video.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, that gives me more of an idea of what the gameplay is like. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it's probably fairly short. Longest I've seen is like 3 hours. And it is, $7.64 US. Kind of on the edge there for something that's like under 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it does have a demo, so there's that. Let me see. Dorian Morris. Now we're done with Monday. We're on to Tuesday, and our next title is Mars Horizon. By Auroch Digital.
Lead a major space agency as you guide humanity to Mars in this strategy simulator game. Construct a base, design and build rockets, conduct missions throughout the solar system, and write your own history of space exploration. Created with support from the European Space Agency.
I know quite a few people who would probably spend half of their lives in this game. Yeah, this looks really nice. I like the motion that they have for the. I like the motion and the animation. Now this is done by, of course, a larger studio. This is Auroch Digital. They're not really a small indie dev team, kind of a larger indie dev team, and it definitely shows with their animation chops that they're showing off.
I don't know if anyone from this team is ever going to see this, but the UI design in this game is fantastic.
Oh yeah, the UI looks really sharp.
Whoever did the UI, like, good job.
Yeah.
It does look really good, and it's, if you're into like space games, but you're wanting to construct and get out into space and everything, this is a game for you.
Yeah.
That kind of management sort of game.
Yeah, it looks kind of like they're trying to compete with Kerbal Space Program, but look a little less Euro janky. Like Kerbal Space Program is great, but it just has that kind of janky look to it. Whereas this one looks a lot more like smooth edges, a lot more polished kind of thing. Thing going. Just visually, I know that Kerbal Space Program is a fantastic game. Please don't kill me. It is a fantastic game. So, not trying to diss on it, but it does have a certain like dated aesthetic. Yeah. Yep.
So someone says it's not a very long game. There's not a very long game, but pretty fun, which is surprising for a kind of management sort of game. I don't know. That's a shame, really, because it's I thought it's you could spend at least 40 hours on it or something.
Yeah, I'm seeing as little as 5 to 10 hours for people to finish, but
yeah, maybe I'm wondering if like the people commenting that are used to playing other management games that are like hundreds of hours and saying, oh, 10 hours is not very long.
Yeah. But yeah, this looks like it's probably about 10 hours, and for $17.99, that's not too bad. But also, I think there's probably, at a certain point, you get to hit the end of the campaign, and then it's kind of like, make your own rockets sort of thing after that. So yeah, that's probably where it is. It's a shorter management game, which makes it a bit more attractive to me, because I'm someone who doesn't like those endless management games.
Long endless management games.
I would like it if they were perhaps going to add more campaigns on later on, like maybe DLC package or something. It is $13.49 in the UK with that 10% off, but yeah, I'm in two minds about it, because it would be, I like playing the campaigns, and so I would like there to be like more projects to do on it. Good. Yeah,
this could really easily have the roller coaster tycoon treatment, where you have you have this mission, and then you have this mission, and for this country with this funding situation and this technology available. There's really a lot of stuff they could just do without updating the engine or anything. Just kind of plug and play new art assets in, and yeah.
There's a demo for this one as well.
Yep, a free demo. So check it out. And yeah, it's $17.99. Aesthetically, I would want to get this, but at the same time, I don't like simulator games. So it's like, oh, I really want to put it on my wish list, but I'm also like, will I ever play this? I'm not sure, but I will probably watch people play this.
I think I could play this. I just want to click on this UI, like the buttons. It's so good to click.
The UI looks so sharp, and that makes a world of difference for a game like this. All right, our next title is Moki by Drusian Rodrigo, or also known as Duxomnia.
Moki is a precision platformer with psychological elements. And the story of a little guy lost in his own mind. Do you be able to leave this mindless prison? Do you be able to?
Do you be able to leave this? Yep. But yeah, this is a I believe a solo dev, at least from what I've been able to find. I think the developer is a solo dev.
I mean, you know how I feel about platformers, but it looks like very, very simple, very
precision.
There've been a lot of kind of platformers that explore kind of like people's state of mind, like either maybe suffering. The character in the game is like suffering from depression or something, or troubling, something particularly troubling, and a platformer has been the medium in which they explore it. So I find that fascinating, because 10 years ago you wouldn't have thought that's the way to explore things, or 15 years ago even.
Yeah, I think we're entering an era of art production where, so you have these kids who grew up where video games are now a significant part of most people's, in the Western world, most people in the Western developed world. Most people have sort of a childhood that somehow involves games, and now this is like, it's a part of their psyche when it comes to them wanting to develop something and express something artistically. Games is now the outlet, and so it is really interesting that we're kind of seeing stuff like this.
Except, I don't know. As a platformer, though, it looks really clean.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like when he moves, it speeds up and slows down. So like I feel like it would flow and feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only $1.
Yeah, it is only $1. So I frankly don't really care how many levels this has. It's only $1, unless it's like 5 levels. That would be pretty bad.
But, yeah, it's 79p. So yeah, it's cute, and if you like precision platformers, this might be for you.
Yeah, it might be. The reviews are all in Portuguese. So I'm trying to like extract some information. But it looks like this person's saying it's roughly 40 minutes. I would have to check Google Translate, though. Yeah, I know Spanish. I don't know Portuguese, and that looks like it takes 40 minutes. But alrighty. But yeah, it's cute. Minimalist platformer, probably gives you roughly an hour, and it's only $1. Our next title is 5 Dates.
Starring Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
5 Dates is an interactive rom-com about the unpredictable world of digital dating. With 5 potential female matches, Vinny explores whether compatibility, chemistry, and connection is still possible in a world where physical touch is no longer an option.
This, as with all like sort of like what's the term? Full FMV with FMV,
Yeah,
full motion video games. Man, I'm just like, oh, this is good. This is going to be one of those delightful hot messes that people like stream. Like some of them are really good. I've seen very, very good ones, but then there's also ones that's like, what sort of combinations of like interactions result in really weird scenes?
You see, this is why I'm here. Since I play like a lot of FMV games, so this is published by Wales Interactive, and they're usually known to having like really good sort of slightly. It's going to be slightly camp, but there's going to be like some like really good story involved. So when I got this, I knew it wasn't going to be like one of those, because there's a guy who does FMV kind of pickup, is a pickup artist.
Oh my word, that one's so horrible.
That isn't this.
Yeah, that isn't this. Oh, okay. Because that other one, like, people streamed it just because it's such a lol cow of a production.
Yeah, no, completely. So, but yeah, this is like the same people who did, I think, was it Late Shift and everything, and
Shape-shifting Detective.
Shape-shifting Detective, and
I've heard only good things about Shape-shifting Detective, actually.
I played Late Shift, and they do. There's another. The Bunker. I played the Bunker as well, which was like pretty good. I do have the Shape-shifting Detective in my library, although I haven't played it yet, but I am going to. And they do the Complex as well. The Complex.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's like they have some real like hits in their publisher folder, but some misses as well. Some misses, but if you're like into kind of weird camp sort of comedy sort of weirdness, or even some serious things as well, they're very good at bringing serious and comedy all together. Definitely pick up some games from Wales Interactive.
Yep. And this is $11.69 since it's like 10% off right now.
It's $8.99
and $13.04 Canadian. I feel like I recognize one of those guys.
They do kind of like use the same actors and actresses for their games as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know they sometimes use actors and actresses from like not BBC Productions, but that other A&E. Like I've seen some A&E actors on some of their stuff. So they get legit actors. Wales Interactive.
Completely. Also, I'd like to say, how quick have they been to bring out something that like is very much with current events?
True. Yeah.
They've whipped this out really quick.
Yeah, and this has 7 hours of film footage.
Wow.
So apparently they're saying the most amount of FMV footage in any game. I'm gonna wonder if the Guinness Book of World Records has like a category, a verification for that, because I know there's some really long FMV games out there.
and this has been directed by Paul Ratchid, who did the Complex. He directed the Complex as well. So yeah.
And the actors are Mandeep Gill from Doctor Who, Georgia Hurst from Vikings, Sinead Harnett, she's a singer, and Taheen Modak from 2 Weeks to Live, which I recognize some of those things. So, yeah. 5 dates. Our next title is from Wednesday, November 18th, called War Room.
Hopefully got the right one. Yeah. War Room is a realistic strategy taking you straight into the heat of the war in Afghanistan.
Yep. So this is developed by Binge Gaming OU, and like all their games, it is mixed, which I've found an interesting trend. They've made a lot of these sort of strategy games, and they have a definite following because they get like hundreds of purchases for each of them at least. But it's always mixed reviews. So I'm like,
they're catering to the unhappiest consumers.
I guess so. You must have the most like dedicated, unhappy customers.
Wow, yeah. That's crazy. It's like, is it like because they haven't learnt from their previous games or something?
Oh yeah, it's Wastelands. Is the other company? Yeah, so it's. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know why. Because I read the reviews and I can't. So I see like stuff like, oh, it's subpar, or it's great idea, great implementations, but it's overpriced, and it is $26.99. So maybe that's the issue.
Ooh.
Maybe it's all that it's just costs more money than there is content. Maybe that is the issue. But let me see.
Yeah. It's 21.40.41. Ooh.
The longest I've seen is 16 hours. Granted, this just came out this week. But yeah, aesthetically, it's really cool, and I like the idea of sort of this top-down tactics situation. But if it's missing on the content, I don't think I want to drop $27.
No.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people with negative reviews there saying like, I like this game, but really overpriced.
Yeah. So that might be their primary problem, is they just need to price themselves for the indie market.
Mm.
Yeah, and there's someone saying it's quite like dragged out. It's quite a dragged out game. So yeah, I think it's missing some content. And
probably more strategy than action.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I do find that very interesting. Yeah. So Binge Gaming OU / Wastelands Interactive. Next game. Mostly overpriced. I kind of wish there was a demo too. That would probably help as well. So, yep. Our next title is Chess Knights Shinobi.
Chess Knights Shinobi is an original turn-based puzzle game inspired by chess. Become a ninja in feudal Japan and prove your skills in the art of infiltration, sabotage, and assassination. Sorry, I was like mesmerized by the gameplay there. I was just like,
It's pretty neat. Where basically, so you just move like a knight in chess. I don't know. That's a clever idea. That's really
cool
neat.
Enough.
Yeah.
For $2, you get to move like a knight in chess.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that is cool enough.
Cool enough.
Yep. For those looking for a neat puzzle game and who also like the game of chess, I'd recommend this. It looks fantastic.
Looks good.
There's a lot of puzzles. So. Oh, and you got the overview of the world map. That's pretty cool.
it looks so nice. I do like the way this looks, and the concept of it is just really interesting. I quite like it.
I see. And you can get it in a bundle of chess-inspired puzzle games. My word, that's an interesting bundle.
Yeah, Viking lands as well. Yeah, nice.
Oh.
So there are 50 handcrafted levels with increasing complexity, plus 10 secret surreal levels. Can you find them? So they have 10 secret levels they have to hunt down. That's really cool, actually.
Nice. Oh, it stands at positive as well at 92% with 42 reviews. And it's only £1.25.
Yep, $1.79 US. 40% off right now, though. It's normally $2.99.
It's $2. I'm kind of liking the Viking Lands one that they have.
Oh, they've got Minimal Games got some more titles. Not Viking Land. Let me see, where is it? Yeah, Minimal Games has made a lot of, particularly, they do make a lot of chess type games, but
It was in the bundle.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go, Viking Lands, yep. And once again, this is knights, so I would say that they're kind of like, they have a concept and they're just running with that over and over. But you know what? They put in the work for the aesthetics, and it's only costs, it's under $3, so...
Yeah, the cost is super affordable.
I can't blame them too much for giving their customers what they want. So, yeah. Not bad at all. And oh yeah, they just pump these games out too. My word. So no wonder they're selling them in a bundle, because yeah, they really pump these games out. And for $9.67 you can get 9 of these chess puzzle games. Wow. So yeah, that's good if you just want to play through some chess puzzles. All right, and of course this is developed by Rafael Diaz. Minimal Games, from my understanding, is a solo dev. So that's another thing. So he's got his design. That's what he does. And yeah, this is what he makes. So Rafael Diaz. Our next title is Just Take Your Left.
An adventurous point-and-click game with a funny plot. This thrilling game features over 3,000 hand-illustrated animation frames with cartoon cinematics.
And this is also a solo dev project by Mehrdad Rezai. He's from Iran, so I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. But yeah, this is a point-and-click game, and I have to say, he works primarily as an animator, as is pretty obvious. This is excellent cartoon animation. So yeah, he's done other projects, but this is his first game on Steam.
I love the way this looks. I put this on my wish list for sure, because it's got Mousy in it. I mean, why would I? But no, it's it looks very interesting, and I'm curious at how long this is. But yeah, there's it looks interesting enough, but it's definitely under 2 hours.
Yeah,
but it doesn't cost that much, so
yeah,
it's only
$3.99.
So
$3.99. There's this looks pretty much just traditional animation. Well, no, not just traditional. He probably does use a computer, but it looks traditional animation. Is the sort of artistic style, which is fantastic. 30,000 hand-drawn animation frames. So, yep. Yeah. Extremely small and lacks dialogue, but it is very cheap and quite funny. So, yep. So it's short, but it is very, very cute. So yeah, just take your time. Just take your left at $3.99 US. Thursday, November 19th, our next title is Tesla Force, which no is not about cars, but is about like Tesla.
With science as your superpower, charge up your coils and zap into action. Tesla Force is a roguelite top-down shooter featuring endless procedural gameplay with tentacle tentacle splitting action, apparently. Players test Curie, Lovecraft, and Shelley and blast the cosmic horror back into the galactic abyss.
You know you gotta pause reading when it says tentacle. It's like, uh-oh, what's coming up? Oh, okay, no, it's fine.
Oh, dear.
So this is right up my alley as far as genre goes, but the glow effects... Why? It's my pet peeve. I don't like serious glow effects. It just doesn't look good, and it makes the screen too busy. Otherwise, the effects are cool. Just really ramp down that glow, please. It's obscuring my vision. But yeah, this looks like it could be really fun.
Yeah, it's 10% off right now at £12.14. I'm looking at like further down, and it's got these like comic book cartoon drawings and everything, and it's just like it's a shame it couldn't have done it the artwork like that in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like had it like that instead, because I feel like that would have suited it more, considering this is all like Lovecraft and Tesla and everything. So, so yeah, it's such a shame.
Yeah, I do like their 2D art a lot, and going for a more sort of torchlight cell shaded look would probably have been pretty cool. Because the 3D art isn't bad. The primary thing I have with it is, of course, the glow, but the 3D art is not bad. But yeah, doing some of that more shell-shaded look would have probably been even better. And they do have a bit of it, like some of their tree. Yeah, it looks like their environments are very much shell-shaded, but you're so far out from the characters. Yeah. There's just too much glow. Too much glow. To lower the glow.
This is soaked in too much neon. Too much neon soaking.
This is developed by 10 Tons Limited, which is a studio out of Tampere, Finland. So yeah, another Finnish game. And they're working on a new title called Dismantle. Oh, they were working because it came out on November 6th. Did we not talk about this? No, it's in early access, that's why. Okay.
This was in early access as well, so there are a lot of reviews for early access reviews.
A couple years ago, they released a Tesla versus Lovecraft game.
Yeah, they are really busy developers. They've made a lot of games. My word. So yeah.
What have you got for us next?
Next title is Tukoni by Oksana, Bula. Let me see. Tukoni by Oksana, Bula, Alexey Furman, and Alexey Sysoiev.
Tukoni is a point-and-click puzzle adventure based on a series of award-winning books by the Ukrainian artist Oksana Bula. Players Tukoni, the forest spirits, as you meet unique characters, solve captivating puzzles, craft new items, and explore a magical world filled with kindness.
It does look really cute, and of course they really locked in that children's, like, this is what I assume the actual physical book looks like as far as the artwork, because it's got that aesthetic. It looks really cute. This was funded by like a Ukrainian Ministry of Arts or something like that. I don't remember the exact name. I think it'll show it on the screen. But yeah, so yeah, Ukrainian game, looks really sweet. Ukrainian Cultural Foundation, yes.
Oh, cool. It's free too.
Someone says it's short like a demo would be, but as it's free to play, it's perfectly fine.
Yep, and so you go around picking up stuff as a little critter thing. It's cute. You know what? I'm probably gonna go ahead and play this. Just because.
1.75 gigs.
Oh wow.
It seems big.
Probably a lot of audio files or something.
Seems big.
Yeah. So yeah, Tukoni. Our next title, Delight, The Journey Home.
Delight tells the story of a blind girl, a stray dog, and their unexpected journey during wartime.
So,
Dog game.
Yeah, another sad dog game.
No.
Yeah.
Blacklist.
Yep. So yeah, it's actually episodic, but all the episodes are out from what I understand. There's 5 episodes, and you can get the whole bundle for $12.95, but the first one is free. And it's just like it's set in this somewhere European city, and a war breaks out, and you're basically trying to find your way home.
Yeah, this for the whole bundle it's £10.75. Yeah. Oh, the doggy looks so cute. And there's it's one of those ones where you have to make sorts of decisions to progress in the game. So it's one of those choices matter kind of game. And even one of the tags is dog.
Yep.
Dog.
I would recommend playing the first level before purchasing, just because this was originally a mobile game, and sometimes there's adaptation issues between mobile and PC. But if they did it right, at least you can check it out for free and see if the controls work, because that's usually where mobile games fail when they come to PC.
Yeah.
But it looks nice. It's got a nice aesthetic, and it's really cute.
Yeah. It looks good.
Yep. All right, and that is by Dream Tree Studio. Our next title is Unreal Life.
And now for today's story. God, let me read about this game. Let me read.
Yeah.
After losing her memories, the girl could only remember one name, Miss Sakura. She set out to find Miss Sakura, aided by a talking traffic light and by the power to read the memories of the things she touched. Unreal Life is a story of her journey. Compare memories of the past with the present, solve mysteries, and follow the girl and the traffic light in this atmospheric puzzle adventure. Follow the memories, follow the path, and what you will find is...
Yep. I have to congratulate the aesthetic, and that's aesthetic with each letter being different capital, because it's really got this really crisp aesthetic. I quite like it. Yeah. And the developer Hako Life is based out of Tokyo, Japan.
There's a talking traffic light.
Yep.
Like a recurring traffic light.
Mm-hmm. And it seems to follow you somehow.
I'm curious about this.
I mean, color me curious, I guess.
Yeah. It is 1999 though, so
well, I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
It's £15. So I am going to put this on my wish list, but I am going to wait for a hefty sale because I'm cheap. I have seen people with like around 10 hours though, so it's not like it's a short game. So
yeah, and looking at folks that have finished it, they seem to be closer to the 10-14 hours. But yeah, I think there are people who finished it who are at around 5 or 6 hours. So
yeah, it depends on you. So yeah, I think this is just a little too pricey, maybe. But I do like the look. I do like just the artwork and the concept of it. It just this is definitely appealing to me.
Yeah. Just it's very aesthetically interesting. But yeah, I think probably wait for a sale. But man, Unreal Life, it's definitely a looker of a game. I love the pixel.
Yeah, there's 19 reviews right now, and it's 100%. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
All right, our next title is Slasher's Keep by Damien Schlatter.
Hack, slash, shoot, and loot your way through procedurally generated dungeons. Smack your enemies into spikes with your inventory sack. That first opening visual of a mole, is it a mole?
Yeah, it's a mole rat, yeah.
This is Mr. Mole. Oh my god.
So the combat looks, kind of delightfully like that, like Doom, but with melee weapons mostly. Yeah, old school Doom. Yeah,
I like it.
It's crisp. Yeah, doesn't it look nice?
Yeah, it does. It looks nice.
Looks nice. Got the sort of 2D in a 3D environment. 2D sprites in 3D environment, cell shaded.
Yeah.
Looks comic booky. Yeah.
Let's see. Randomly generated levels, various traps to trigger and secrets to find, randomly generated items granting you stats and abilities, dynamic melee combat with different swings and thrusts, as well as precise parrying, smacking of enemies into spikes and chasms using your inventory sack, various types of enemies with different abilities, various types of magic wands for a bit of range combat, 2 playable characters to choose from with more to unlock, a drag and drop based crafting system, cartoon graphics made up of cell shaded models and hand drawn sprites. Get a new dungeon after dying and grow stronger with each run.
Right?
Sweet.
Yeah. This looks really good. Thank you, Shifty, for stopping by. This of course will all be on YouTube with timestamps. So if you want to catch up on what else we talk about, it'll be easy to find.
Yes, thank you for showing up.
Yeah. Slashers Keep. Yeah, this looks great.
It's 25% off right now at 8.24. So that's a nice nice one to pick up.
Especially for a roguelike. Yeah. It's a good price for one. And it's a solo dev project, so very nice.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long it is though. I'm seeing a lot of people just over like 3 hours.
Yeah, the thing with roguelites, it's like it could have been a 3-hour run. I am kind of curious because the whole point about roguelites is whether there's going to be a proper progression system. So even if you make, say, a successful run, does it go somewhere else after that, or is there further progression from that point? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the thing with roguelites. But $10 isn't bad, assuming even after you win, there's more runs. Like there's reasons to keep doing runs.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, our next title is 80s Overdrive.
80s Overdrive is a 2D pixel art racing game designed to take you back in time when 8 and 16-bit consoles and arcade games ruled the world. Compete against opponents in career mode to unlock new races, buy new cars, and upgrade them with state-of-the-art technologies. So this is Outrun, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sucked at Outrun real bad. I never could play it.
Me too, I sucked at Outrun. It's fun though.
Oh.
Fun. But yeah. That was it. Any console that you used to get, the first thing you'd get would be like a racing game back in the day, or it came with a racing game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is really putting me back in like the Sega Genesis. Except, I mean, obviously it does look a lot better. Like there's modern art techniques going on here. So that's one thing I love about modern retro games, is that they can make it retro, like give you the retro feel, but it just looks so obviously better. Yeah. Yeah, and there seems to be cool progression here because there's 6 different cars you can get. There's a bunch of levels. There's upgrades you can unlock. That's very, very cool. It looks like a fun game.
Yeah, and it's £8.09. It's 10% off right now. And I'm looking at, it depends what your let's say your mileage is from it. Some people got like just over an hour. Some people like 3 hours. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I might last an hour in a game like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's $8.99 US. All right.
Canadian.
Our next title is Zombie Derby by Zombie Derby Pixel Survival.
get into the driver's seat and put the pedal to the metal. The next part of the legendary Zombie Derby series is already here. Does this just come out of early access?
It might have. Yeah, because the original release was June 11th, so it probably did come out of early access. Yep. Because I definitely know where this was. This was this week. But yeah, I mean, thematically, this seems like a fun type of arcade game. So,
and it's only $1.
Yep, only $1. Only $1.
Wow, yeah, I got 20% off. It's £3.19.
£3.19. I've got $3.99.
I've got. It's Zombie Derby. Is that the one you're looking at?
Zombie Derby Pixel Survival.
Oh, maybe I'm looking at their original one.
Oh yeah. So they have Zombie Derby, Zombie Derby 2, and then Zombie Derby Pixel Survival. So they've got a bunch of different games. Sorry, I should have prefaced that. But yeah.
This one, it's $4.55 for me.
Yeah. So this is their newest one. This is by Brine Media. They've made basically just Zombie Derby. Is what they do. But it looks really fun. It's got that low poly art style again, which I'm always suspicious of, because I'm like, is this Unreal assets? But this looks pretty unique. This looks like
the older one kind of looked better to me.
Oh, really?
It was a different style of game too. So
yeah, Zombie Derby. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a very different aesthetic.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's like smooth 3D looking. I don't know. Yeah, this might look better. Kind of in a Eurojank kind of way. It looks better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's only $1. So I suppose you've got 3 games of similar gameplay.
It's weird seeing
$6 for me.
Because the original game, it's like looking at the hours people played. A lot of people played just under an hour. So. Oh dear. But then again, as you said, it's only $1. So.
Yeah. And so if you get an hour out of it, it's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of mobile games that are $1 are of this scope.
And as Christopher Fidus said, it reminds him of web browser games, those good old Newgrounds. Newgrounds it does have that sort of theme to it. Right, on to our last day, Friday, November 20th. We have Psycho Wolf.
Psycho Wolf is an indie stealth game which draws inspiration for its unique graphic style from the first 3D games of mid-90s. Gameplay itself is the evolution of the best mechanics encountered in modern games.
I think it was probably more aesthetically inspired by Don't Starve. And that's the vibe I'm getting immediately. But yeah, it looks really cute. So you're basically this wolf who you live in this neighborhood, and you're just doing anything you can to just mess with your neighbors. Like you're damaging their crops, you're breaking their windows, you're murdering them. Like you are a psycho wolf, and it's really cute. You're poisoning the water supply.
Oh my god!
Like you're just straight up.
It kind of feels like Naughty Bear to me a little bit.
Oh yeah. I remember the game, but Naughty Bear had a reason. He wasn't invited to the birthday party.
Yeah, you're just a psycho wolf, but you better watch out for the pig, the boar man, the naked boar man running around the woods, because he'll murder you. So, my word, yeah, this looks really cute. It's got this. The UI's not bad either. That's not bad UI. I wouldn't give it any awards, but it is a decent UI. Yeah,
it's 20% off right now at £4.63. And I'm only seeing one review, and that's under 2 hours.
It is $6.39 US.
$7.19 Canadian.
Yep. And that's by developer Hydreigon. Our next title is Syzygy, Syzygy, Syzygy.
Syzygy is an enigmatic game focused on the ability of morphing at will a square world into triangles and hexagons.
So it's basically a puzzle game, and yeah, if you're trying to avoid or get to a certain spot in a certain number of steps, like you just kind of change the shape of the world, which it's a clever idea.
That's interesting.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I don't like the banner. I know it's a small thing, but I don't like the banner. The banner looks like really...
Oh yeah, the banner looks like it was made in like paint or something. This is a solo dev project, Riccardo Caprari. And is this this is his first game on Steam.
It's expensive. Like
$20.
yeah, it's like £13.94, and that's 10% off, and it's just like I don't know. I don't. With simple mechanics and everything, I don't never think you should like charge so much for a puzzle game. You know, because you're not like exactly got a writer in and everything else. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't. Why are you charging so much?
Yeah, and you have to think about the market. Like, there's a lot of puzzle games. Just the reality of the market. There's a lot of puzzle games. Like, I mean, we talked about one that I played earlier, the Agent Klutz, which is a rhythm game. But you know, I would put that in a similar thing to here, in that it has a mechanic, and you play that mechanic, and it's about an hour or two long, and it's $3. So, yeah. So yeah, $18. That's too steep for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad. Like, 'cause I'm sure he worked like really hard on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't do indie game development or anything like that. But there must be other ways to monetize the process, like Patreon and stuff, so that, you know, when you get to this stage, you're not like, and $20.
Yeah.
The thing is with Patreon, it's like you, as the consumer or customer, you expect to get something each month, other than like an update about how you're doing. You know what I mean? So it's very difficult to kind of monetize gaming, because you can do that with, you know, someone doing YouTube, because you know you're going to get that video, and you might get a Q&A session and this that, and the other. So yeah, it's very.
I don't know. Like the most Patreon that I've used have been following artists. So I mean, he did art with this. I'm sure like slapping out a couple extra art pieces in a week and giving them away as rewards, it might make you $1.
A little detail I've also noticed. So so there was clearly a lot of love that went into this, but it's still priced too much. But a little cool thing is that the pixels themselves actually change shape when you change the shape of the grid.
That's really cool.
So the pixels come from being square pixels to triangle to octagon pixels, which is just very clever.
That's why I feel really bad, and I'm thinking of Patreon. I'm looking at the art, and I'm like, and the art is like better than a lot of the people that I've given money to on Patreon. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it kind of sucks that it came out with such a high price tag.
And that really holds people back from checking it out, because especially when it's your first game, you sometimes have to price it low, because it's a lot better to sell 1,000 copies at $3 than 10 copies for $20. So yeah. So yep. So that's Sysoiev by Riccardo Caprari. Our next title is Planet Bash by Killer Coon.
Save the environment and get rid of those pesky humans. Bash and destroy their buildings, replacing them with trees to bring peace back to the earth.
This is a really funny concept.
Yeah. So basically like the moon or a meteorite, and you're just going like boom, boom.
I'm enjoying this.
It is mesmerizing to watch.
Yeah, and it's just like this circle the whole time. It's really cool.
Yeah, and it's only $4.24. It's 15% off right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's $3.39. So
43.
Yep, full controller support, original hard rock soundtrack, high levels of orbital destruction, 5 types of enemies seeking to destroy you, power-ups, and fashionable lunar hats to give you special bonuses and power-ups. So your moon gets... Oh, so it is the moon that's smashing the Earth.
Yeah, it looks like the planet's shooting back.
Yes, it's got massive lasers. But yeah, it's about... It looks like it's just over an hour. But, it's only been released, like, yesterday, so who knows how long it is.
It looks really cute. I have to say, it looks really, really cute.
It looks really good.
Yeah, so that's Killer Coon. Our next title is the Planet Bash by Killer Coon. Our next title is The Cherry Orchard.
The Cherry Orchard is a 3D kinetic novel adaptation of the classic play by Anton Chekhov. An eccentric aristocrat and her friend try to sort out their debts so that she isn't forced to sell her beloved cherry orchard. But there's just one problem. She doesn't understand the value of money at all.
But there isn't much today.
This could be very good. It looks kind of a little awkward at points. I mean, this is a dev team, Team Dogpit, which is based out of Austin, Texas, by the way. But yeah, it's like it's a situation where I feel like this game is almost there in a lot of ways. Like it's a cool topic. They're going for a certain aesthetic, which I think they almost hit. Like it's certainly not an ugly game, but
it's pretty good voice acting as well. I really like the voice acting.
Yeah, I was just reading down the bottom. It looked like they did like group sessions of like their theater.
Yeah, so they did get actual voice acting, and it sounds pretty decent actually. So
yeah, it's 10% off right now for 67. So yeah, I think again it's like that very interesting concept, and I think it just needed a bit more polish with the animation. I think that's what it falls down on.
Yeah, I think that this exact same story and all its elements could have been told and not done this 3D stuff.
Yeah, I'd almost prefer it if it was 2D or even just like very much closer to a visual novel with just a little bit of animation.
Yeah.
You'd still get the $7 for it.
Yeah. And it's apparently it's an hour. It's around an hour or something like that.
$6.29, especially considering his voice actors. I'm actually surprised how cheap it is. I would expect something like this to be priced more. But yeah.
If it is going to be an hour, you have to price it right.
They got to price it right. So they're definitely closer to what I would prefer for an hour-long game. Yeah, so that is, and that's how we wrap up from today. That is all of our. Let me see. Yeah, it's a kinetic novel. All right. So yeah, it's basically just it's a visual novel. All right. That's our release list. So now the really difficult question comes, and what is your best of the week?
I go with Top Gun Bunny.
I decided I had to go look at my wish list, see what I added. I added Slash's Keep, Mars Horizons, Someday You'll Return, and Playne Meditation Game. I'm not screaming to buy any of these, and it looks like they're all like $20. Well, Slash's Keep's 25% off at 11. I'm not really screaming to buy any of these games, honestly. Someday You'll Return, I wasn't sure that I was going to add that, but it does seem the most interesting out of all the ones we've seen.
Yeah, and I'm sort of in the same camp when it comes to Someday You'll Return. I think it's one of the most promising titles that we talked about this week, but I'm not into horror.
That's not the genre that I'm familiar with and that I participate in very often, but I do really like it. I do like how it looks from what they've advertised.
Yeah, that and one things like Close to the Sun and Someday You Return, they both look like very good, but it's like not genres that I play. So
Yeah.
Another thing I added today was the Falconeer, but you guys talked about that last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like I don't know. That seemed like a cool game to me.
Mhm.
It hurts, but it's $30, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's
nah.
$30, and it's actually kind of short. So it's one of those you kind of have to wait for a major sale to go on, or maybe it'll pop up in Humble Bundle. Maybe. Yeah. Let me see. For me, I would probably say Unreal Life is probably the one that was most interesting to me. I think this one probably wins the week as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's a side scroller puzzle game, so not really a genre I'm typically into, but just aesthetic wise, and like I'm really curious about the talking like traffic light, and you know, being able to find memories. It's not clear. I think it's clairvoyance, like being able to see the history of things that you touch. That's really interesting. So yeah, probably Unreal Life is my game of the week.
I'm going for one in the catch-up list and ones that are like on our current list. So I'm going for Playne, the meditation game. I think especially now it's something that is quite nice and can get you, you know, your anxiety down a bit, and you know, something nice to focus on. I just I love the concept of it. I really do like the concept of it. Also, so of course, from our recent list, I had to go for the FMV game, the 5 Dates game. I just love that it's they've tapped into what's happening right now. Especially there's so many.
I think I might actually add that.
But yeah, you know, there's so many people out there. So many single people, young people who like have been alone this year, and it's like, how do you navigate a dating world where you can't meet up with people because of this disease? So yeah, it's you know, this very interesting concept. I did put Just Take Your Left on to my wish list, and Unreal Life and Tukoni, but I probably pick up 5 Dates first.
Yep.
That's all.
Yeah, it does seem really cool. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna add it to my wish list now. I don't know if I'll buy it, and I don't really play dating sims, but I do like how long it is. Like you said, there's like 7+ hours of acting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's something, and I wonder if it's I do wonder. Let me see.
It's a cool concept too, and I haven't really gotten that deep into these types of games.
Right. And it looks like from the rating, it's probably safe for Steam. I mean, safe for Twitch. So like, it'd be one of those fun things.
They don't do those kind of, you know, those kind of games. This is like family friendly, or there's going to be something that goes wrong and it's kind of like a murder or something. That's about it.
Yeah, so these are the types of games that are really fun to do on Twitch, like where you have like the people in the chat deciding what you do. So those sort of games, it's always fun. But yeah, I definitely see that. We had a great list of games, because I'm also just like going through looking at the list again, and I think I agree with you. In the catch up list, Playne is definitely up there for me.
Yeah.
And Change, a homeless survival experience. That one's Wintermoor. There's so many games. It was a really hard pick. But yeah, this week's been great. This has been a great week for releases. So with that, we're going to have to say auf Wiedersehen, goodbye to our lovely chat as we come to the end of the show. But first, Roadie Pie, let everyone know what you're up to. I've seen that you've been streaming lately.
Well, yeah, I've been streaming Murder by Numbers, and I did what was it, Tangle Tower before that. So yeah, I've been going through my list again on Twitch. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully be finishing Murder by Numbers this coming week. Fingers crossed, and then you never know. Next up might be an FMV game.
You know what? Just your luck. They're gonna release like another, like a free DLC, another mystery. But that game looks so good. I need to try it to get that one.
You definitely get your money's worth. That's for sure, because it's, you know, these are very long. some of you say, it does get a bit repetitive because it's like they don't do anything much to mix up the mechanics of the game. But I quite enjoyed it.
And Top Gun Bunny, about you, you got school. Anything else?
I got school. I think I'd like to use my little couple seconds here. I invited Haya Shifty to come and see us today, and she did, and she showed up. I know she's left now, but she started. She's a real life friend of mine, and she started streaming herself.
Really? Awesome.
Yeah, so Haya Shifty, she's got 19 followers right now. I know I'm not entirely too sure what the name of the game that she was playing, and I can't see it now. But she was playing like I'm really sorry, Shifty. I really wish I knew the name of it, but a lot of like the like Persona type Japanese kind of games like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So yeah, JRPGs.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? It wasn't Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
Yeah, Danganronpa. Was it that one?
Oh, maybe.
I know she was talking about it earlier.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
For like web design, kind of.
No, mute Twitch. All right, but yeah, okay. So yeah, Haya Shifty. I will go ahead and drop a follow. So now she has 20 followers.
Yeah, I'll drop a follow as well. There you go.
So yeah, and as far as me, I did stream this last week. I streamed a little bit of what did I do? Oh, I streamed Agent Klutz because I was at the last level and there's this really difficult part, so I started stream because when there's a really difficult part of the game, a great way to motivate you forward is to just play it on stream, because then you feel like, okay, at least my failure is entertaining someone. But then I get on stream and I beat it in like 3 times and try. So then I just played Final Fantasy 14 with my with Godless Weeb for a bit. And yeah, I'm gonna try to play some more indie games, check out some more games, maybe one of the free games that we talked about this week. And yeah, so I'll try. It'll probably be like after I get the whole show up on YouTube. I'll probably stream then. So maybe like Wednesday or Thursday. So yeah, that's me. We will not have a show next week, just FYI. Kavika, thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it. 23 months. Thank you so much. But yeah, so there will be no episode next week because it is Thanksgiving and I am going on a vacation. It's just going to be a road trip with me and a couple friends. We're going to a national park, so we won't be like going to any big parties or anything like that. We're just going on a nice
going on our
road
COVID
trip.
spreading tour.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to the southernmost point of Texas, and then we're going to the Big Bend National Park. So it's going to be a lot of driving. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's the last 2 areas of Texas I have not seen yet. So yeah, I will have seen more of Texas than most Texans.
I just got my winter tires put on, so.
Oh, nice.
Worlds apart.
Yep.
We'll be getting there's a restaurant here that is American that celebrates Thanksgiving. We usually go with friends, but because of everyone, we're in lockdown, we'd already paid a ticket. So now they're going to do a takeaway of like all Thanksgiving spread. It's everything Thanksgiving sides and everything that you could possibly think of, and all the desserts as well. So I'll be celebrating.
Yeah.
Like Thanksgiving already happened for me. So.
Yeah.
This is usually like a big shopping weekend because everybody does the Black Friday deals. And Black Friday isn't quite what it is like it is in the States, but it does when most places will have like a sale of some sort. So it's more like a shopping weekend than less of a gathering.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of American expats in the UK kind of spread Thanksgiving tradition over there. It's starting to become quite popular. I've been seeing, well, at least among like the UK folks I know, like they now have Thanksgiving because they met some friends and they had a dinner. It's like, oh, that's really nice. So it's going to kind of picking up. So that's been interesting to see. But it was kind of interesting. I had a friend over there and he's just like, where do I find turkeys? And I guess now it's a lot easier to find turkeys in the UK.
Well, we always have them at Christmas. It's just when do you find them in November?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? More Thanksgiving.
It's me looking for eggnog as soon as the Christmas lights go up.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I got this year's eggnog. Anyhow, enough food talk. I'm getting hungry.
Well, goodbye, everybody on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe and
Yep.
hit that bell.
And thank you very much for the comments. And have a great day. Bye bye.
Take care.
See you next
Bye.
time.